Does it feel like there's a monster hiding around the corner, ready to eat your goals alive? Good news, that monster doesn't exist. Here's what's actually waiting for you. Hi, I'm Coach Tony, and this is Ask Coach Tony. These are unfiltered field notes from the goal-crushing life. Coaching wins, personal breakthroughs, and the failures that taught both me and my clients the most. All real, all useful, all here to help you move forward. Before we dive in, here's a grown-worthy dad joke as a little palate cleanser. I promise it will be worth every penny you paid for it. Did you know that 90% of bald people still own a comb? They just can't part with it. Something you may not know about me is that I like several of the popular paranormal investigation shows. Whether it's the Ghost Hunters investigating Eastern State Penitentiary, Josh Gates taking a team to find Sasquatch, or Mulder and Scully on The X-Files, these shows have had me hooked for years. Ghosts, UFOs and aliens, Sasquatch, Yeti, El Chupacabra, Mothman, Jersey Devil, all these things are polarizing because half the world is convinced they don't exist. As for me, I don't know. I've never seen any of them, but I would never passionately say they don't exist. On the other hand, I will go out on a limb and tell you one thing that I believe doesn't exist. Failure. Failure doesn't exist. At least not in the way we think of it. Okay, I'm not crazy. I do understand that failure exists, at least conceptually. I'm saying the version of failure that we create in our own minds doesn't exist. We often see failure as a scary, ruthless monster that puts any cryptid to shame. This monster is always lurking around the next blind corner, waiting. When the failure monster finds us, it eats our goals. Then it embarrasses us and shames us. Afterwards, we hit a brick wall. Our goals are dead and our self-confidence with them. Like a zombie bite, one encounter with the failure monster and the infection spreads. We don't just fail, we become a failure. Because this monster can strike at any time, it's best to stay in our fortified comfort zone. Safe, contained, protected. Failure is not a monster that's lurking around the corner, waiting to turn us into failures. Failure is a success school that helps equip us with more information to help us be more successful. A quick Google will give you 100 examples of people who succeeded because of failure, not in spite of it. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, a company he started. Oprah was fired from her first job because she was ruled unfit for television. The list goes on and on. When you study any successful person, their path is full of failures. Every one of those failures was a stepping stone to the next breakthrough. A client recently shared something that went right into my coach's notebook. When we hit a failure, we usually look at it as a setback, something that moves us in the wrong direction. What if we thought about that setback like a slingshot? Yes, we are briefly moving backwards, but that's not weakness, that's the slingshot loading. With the right focus, that energy propels us further than we could have ever gone had we played it safe. Failure isn't a monster that's trying to kill your goals. Failure is a slingshot that propels you forward. So, let's stop avoiding the F word. Let's say the F word. Let's embrace the F word. And let's do it together. That's what we're doing at our next Goal Crusher Coffee Chat. The power of the F word, why failing is succeeding. In this session, I will share some secrets from my coach's notebook that I use when talking failure with my clients. Then, during our roundtable, we will each answer one simple question. What's a failure that taught you more than success ever could? If you're ready to stop being afraid of a version of failure that doesn't exist, this conversation's for you. Click below or visit operationmelt.com/coffeechat to save your spot for this free event. Bigfoot might not be real. Aliens might not be real. But failure as a monster that ends your goals? Definitely not real. What's real is the lesson inside every setback. What's real is the energy it builds. And what's real is your ability to use it. So stop hiding from a monster that doesn't exist and start aiming that slingshot. You're here for a reason. Let's take the next step.